Way. So yeah, welcome to this Lunch and Learn session from our partner Qwell. Thank you very much for coming today. So I'm Brooke. For those that don't know me, I'm the partnership lead for UOK Brighton Hove. Could you please just keep on mute unless you're talking, if that's okay? Thank you very much. Sorry, so as I say, I'm the partnership lead for UOK Brighton and Hove, and Qwell is our digital mental health and wellbeing support service, and it's available across Brighton and Hove and East Sussex, both through the UOK partnerships. And we've been in partnership with Qwell since December 2024, and we really do feel like the platform is meeting a need that other services aren't able to. So, for instance, it's available out of hours, and people reaching out are people who might wish to remain anonymous, or from communities who might find it more difficult to access mental health support, for those that perhaps working out of hours and things like that. So we do feel like it's meeting a really great need, and it's just really good to be able to tell you more about it today. So I've got Chloe from Qwell here, who's going to be doing a demo. So thank you very much, Chloe, for joining us.
Amazing.
And lovely. And as I said, do feel free to eat your lunch while you're watching. And yeah, feel free to turn your camera off as well. It's all up to you. So without further ado, I will hand over to Chloe. Thank you, Chloe.
Brilliant. Thank you, Brooke. Are you happy for me to share my screen? Cross on there. Hopefully you will all be able to see this very soon. That should pop up. There we are. Okay, if you do have any questions throughout, please do just ask. I can see some of you on my screen on the other screen side. So if you do have any questions, please feel free just to ask throughout. You can pop your hand up or just shout at me. That is absolutely fine. But my name is Chloe, work for a company called Qwell. So Qwell PLC is our sort of main company. And then we have Qwell as well, which is for any adults. So Qwell is for young people, and then Qwell is for adults within your area. So I'm just going to give you a bit of an overview of the service, a bit of a walkthrough as well through a little recording that we've got. And then, of course, if you have any questions, then please do ask those as well. So a little bit of background on us. We were founded in 2001, and that was to break down stigma attached to mental health services, providing young people with access to safe and anonymous online support. Qwell then emerged in 2011, so we've been going for quite a long time now. After seeing the impact of Qwell, we wanted to replicate and increase this service and provision for adults. Qwell is one of the only BACP accredited mental health services, so that is the British Association of Counselling and Psychotherapy, and we can support any adults 18 plus within your areas. So this is very much for you to be able to signpost out to the adults that you are working with. So just a few things for you to be able to remember. It is, of course, free to use as we are commissioned. Adults are anonymous to us, like Brooke said. So hopefully that sort of takes away that fear of stigma, that sort of fear of being judged, fear of embarrassment, which is what we're getting told a lot. And it just gives them that sort of openness to be able to open up to counsellors, to different adults on the website as well. And all of those features I will go through in a second. No formal referral is required, and adults can self-refer online at any time, which hopefully is music to your ears, that you don't have to fill out any long forms or anything like that. You just need to let that adult know Qwell.io, and they can sign up themselves on the website. So unlike other services where we do have to have that referral from sort of a GP or an organisation, we're hopefully taking away that barrier and just getting adults talking to us as quickly as possible. No bullying, no trolling, no hate speech, nothing inappropriate can be put on the website, because we have a moderation team that checks every single submission that goes in there. So adults can chat to other adults on there through different forums, but everything is moderated to make sure that it's that really safe space for that adult to be in. And there's no barriers or thresholds to accessing Qwell either. So unlike other services as well, where we do have to go through sometimes different thresholds to be able to speak to a counsellor, An adult can literally come and talk to us about anything. There is no problem that is ever too big or ever too small when it comes to Qwell. So if it is on somebody's mind, then we really are here to support them. As you can see from the screen there, there's some different reasons why somebody might reach out. But as you know, there are hundreds of reasons why an adult might need that support. And we really do support anywhere from sort of stress and anxiety, cost of living, confidence, anger, body image, all the way through to somebody who might be having eating difficulties, who might be having suicidal thoughts, maybe self-harming. We really do work on sort of both sides of that spectrum, from that early help and prevention all the way through to somebody who is in high need as well. So I'm just going to take you through a video here. This is one of my colleagues just taking you through a bit of a walkthrough of the website so that you can see that, and then I'll delve into it in a bit more deeper detail.
Qwell is designed to be flexible. This flexibility helps us provide mental health support that meets as many people's different needs as possible in a single user-friendly platform. Live one-to-one counselling is a key feature of Qwell, but there are many different ways to find support. In fact, we see 5 common user journeys that highlight how people benefit from using Qwell. 1. Straight to live chat. We often see Qwell users who have been referred by their GP or who have a high degree of acuity head straight to the live chat portal. In many cases, one chat is enough. Our pioneering SWAN-OM measure helps us validate this. If the user needs more support, our team will book them in for another chat with a named practitioner. They may be with us for a week, 2 weeks, or 2 months. We're here to provide the support they need. 2. We often see individuals come straight for a chat but not opt into the structured care pathway. Instead, they choose to utilise Qwell's community functions and self-help activities before dropping back into the chat queue or reaching out to our team via messages for a quick check-in, to clarify something or to help them move forward with their self-directed care. 3. Some people come to Qwell and have a good look around before deciding whether to engage in live chat or other community features. They spend time reading articles and trying self-help activities. Often they go on to request a live chat or send a message. Our messaging function is valuable here. It allows people time to develop their thoughts and respond in a time that suits them. Our messages are written by the same practitioners as those who deliver our chats and are full of suggestions, comments and thoughts based in therapeutic evidence. We're always here for them at whatever point they decide to reach out. 4. Some users come to Qwell and get stuck into the community. They guide themselves through the myriad of community and self-help features, writing journals, commenting on other articles and forums, and supporting others through our flourishing peer community. All content is fully moderated for safety. 5. The final main pathway is when we notice that there's a risk and we reach out. All content written by a service user is moderated by our team for safety, including journals. If we see something that's a cause for concern, we reach out by message to check in or invite them to a chat. Qwell, providing mental health support that meets different needs through a flexible, user-focused platform.
There we are. So we kind of do liken it to a sort of full mental health toolkit, and that adult has that choice over that. They can pick and choose what part of the website they want to choose and when they want to, from the comfort of their own home as well. So like I said, no referral needed and no waiting lists either. So unlike other services where we are sort of looking up to months and years, unfortunately, with some other services, there is no waiting list with us. So there might be a little bit of a wait time. So an adult can come and chat to one of our counsellors between 12 p.m. till 10 p.m. on the weekdays, and then 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. on the weekends. I will get all of these slides sent out to you, Brooke, as well, so that you can disseminate these, but so that you've got these times. But a adult can come on. If we are really busy, we would just message that adult and let them know that we're really busy today, come back tomorrow, but then we would look at prioritizing within those next few days. But usually there's just a little bit of a wait time, but they can look at the rest of the website whilst they're waiting as well, or sometimes it's immediate support straight away. So it really just depends on how busy we are at that time. So how an adult accesses the service, really quick and simple. I'll take you through the sign up process now. So all they need to do is go to qwell.io, click on the big sign up to Qwell button. We just need to know their generalised location and their age, just to make sure that they're in a location and an age range that is commissioned. So they can just use the drop-down list to have a look at which area is closest to them. They can then pop in their year and month that they are born, their gender and ethnicity that best describes them. They can click prefer not to say here. That is absolutely fine. Will not change any of the support available to them. They pick a username and a password and they're in. So really, really quick and simple. Should only take 1 or 2 minutes to be able to sign up. And then they've got access to all of that different support, the self-directed support and the community support that you saw from the video is all available 24/7. So they can look at that any time of the day. So just taking you through our 4 different pathways of support. These are based on different needs. All of our adults begin on the self-guided pathway, and then our moderation team will make contact to offer further support if needed, or they can, of course, join the chat queue and they can get that support that way as well. So we do align to the iThrive model. I'm just going to take you through this here. So all of our adults, like I say, start on that self-guided pathway. They might just stay on that pathway. They might just use all of our different self-help tools, that community support, and get some signposting support as well. That's absolutely fine if they want to just stay on that pathway. Or they may think, actually, I'd like some one-to-one support. This is a professional support single session approach. So this is where they can just drop in every now and then whenever they need that support. Or they may think, actually, I'd like some more structured support. They can move on to the structured pathway. This is roughly around 6 to 12 sessions, but that does depend on that case-by-case basis. They might do 3 sessions and think, actually, we've got out of this what we need, or equal, and then they don't have to do the full 6 sessions, but equally they might get to 12 sessions and feel like they need that little bit of added support. That's absolutely fine. We will work with them and what they need. And then lastly, we have our complex needs pathway. So this is where somebody is coming to us with a real high risk. We will be doing a lot of in-depth risk assessment, de-escalation intervention, a lot of safety planning as well. We'll be working with our management in our clinical team, management in our safeguarding team as well, and liaising with on-the-ground services too, so that we've got that real holistic care for that adult. Hopefully all of that makes sense. If you do have any questions though, please do ask away. So like I said, they can just join a chat queue and then a live chat will be available for them. We would just start by understanding a little bit more about them, what's brought them over to Qwell, and look at what those current difficulties are, and then think together about the best way that we can support them moving forward, whether it is that they do just want to drop in every now and then, or whether it's that they want to have that structured support. All of this is through messaging. There's no face-to-face, there's no phone calls at all. So it is all through messaging, kind of liken it to a WhatsApp chat going back and forth. If they want a little bit more processing time, or if they don't necessarily want that live chat going back and forth, but they do just want to ask one sort of specific piece of advice, then they can just send a message to our team and somebody would get back to them within around 24 to 48 hours. That's almost like an email, and they can just message going back and forth that way. But if they want that more immediate live chat, then I would always go for that live chat. But they've got that 2 options there. Any questions up until there before I go through safeguarding?
And we do have one in the chat about people with English as a second language. Can they use it whether their language skills are not as strong?
Yeah, brilliant question. I'm just getting the chat up. I didn't have that up. Yes, they can. So they can translate on there. So they can translate through any of the, even on the sign up process, if they click on the translate usual button, then it will all translate on there. The same with on the community support, and then they would just be able to highlight through any other text as well. So yes, they can.
Amazing, thank you.
I can see a hand as well. I can't see who's what the name is.
Oh yeah, I think it's hand up.
It's Aaliyah.
Leah, sorry.
Do you have a question?
I do, but I can't unmute myself.
Oh,
We
we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Oh,
you.
sorry, I can't unmute myself. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can. No worries.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my question was around English as second language. I have promoted Qwell, and I work quite closely with Brooke and the team, but it's not something quite goes down quite well with the diverse communities I support. So it's just from experience. So my first question is around the one-to-one tailored support they get seeing a profession. Are they from a similar kind of background, have an understanding of the cultural, religious awareness around the mental health that they can reach out? So that is one of the barriers. They don't reach out to these, so because they don't feel like they're being understood in their cultural way.
Yeah, okay.
It's the culture, religious sensitivity. So the first question is, are there people, profession from that kind of background?
Yeah. So we don't have we don't have specific sort of, it's a hard question to answer, in the sense of we can't we can pair up in some way. So if a adult had sort of a specific additional need, then we can pair up with somebody who has more experience within that field. When it comes to culture, what I will do is ask the clinical team of how that works, because I'm not exactly sure. So I can check with them how that works on that. I know that of course everyone has training, but whether we can pair up with specific counsellors, I'm not exactly sure. So I will double check that for you and get back to you on that one, if that's okay.
Yeah, can I just share that what worked previously, which I think might be useful for you to know, is we've held a session with a Muslim female counsellor who's not in that area. She's from Luton. She came to the mosque for a session, and that was really well received. Lots of women came along to it because religion, some cultures, religion and culture is very important, very, very important. And they would follow what religion kind of guidance through mental health. So seeing like an imam of a mosque or a religious counsellor, that is where who they will reach out to. And I had to share that contact. She's in Luton, but I shared it. And I thought that was something stuck to me. If Qwell can offer somebody, even if it be online, somebody who is not local that they can connect with as a female, religious, Muslim or other faith counsellor, then that could be a way to support that kind of group.
Yeah, no, definitely. I know that we definitely have all different counsellors from all different backgrounds, all different experience, all different cultures, but I'm just not sure whether we can specifically pair up with those if they ask for that. So that's what I want to just double check whether we can do that. I know that previously we have done in the past, but I know with capacity and everything, I just want to double check before I say yes or no on that. But yeah. But that makes total sense for sure. Any other questions at the moment before I move on to safeguarding? Brilliant. Okay, we'll have a chance for some questions at the end anyway. So if an adult is considered a risk to themselves or from others, then we will ask for their personal details and their consent to share with external services. Even if that consent is not given out of a duty of care, if we do feel like there is a safeguarding concern, then we would always still refer and just let that adult know who we are passing those details on to and why. And of course, if we feel like there is somebody in danger, then we will collaborate with emergency services. Now, it is up to that adult if they want to break that anonymity or not. If they don't want to, we will still continue to work with that adult and try and understand why they don't want to access those other services. Sometimes it is that we just really need to explain to them and really sort of build up that relationship, build up that trust, and let that adult know who those other services are, that we are all there for that support as well. And sometimes they will then let us know who they are and we can safeguard them in all the traditional ways. But if not, at least they are speaking to somebody and they've got somebody professional to try and de-escalate whatever that risk may be and support them through whatever they are going through as well. Going to pass you over to our head of safeguarding here. This is Tom Stranix, and he's just going to take you through that in a little bit more deeper detail.
Qwell is a gateway, a front door to many people that are perhaps experiencing abuse, neglect, or other risk issues who, without Qwell, would not speak up. Qwell is a safe platform for people to try out speaking to a professional. We know from decades of research how people do not speak up about abuse or neglect when it happens. In fact, for some issues, it takes decades for people to talk to somebody, to open up. And we see at Qwell that people do come forward to us. They do feel comfortable opening up to us. And we work with them, we develop the relationship, we develop trust. And for many people, they feel able then to tell us who they are and to work with us to engage them in a local multi-agency safeguarding system. For those that perhaps at that point choose not to tell us who they are, we can work with them to provide many safety strategies to support them to de-escalate risk and to plant that seed of thinking about what it's like to talk to a professional with the hope that perhaps they will soon speak to somebody, whether that's us or somebody locally. We work extensively with local multi-agency systems on a daily basis. We are making referrals. We are working on safeguarding and care plans with other professionals in that safeguarding system. And that demonstrates everything that we do at Qwell to prioritise safety.
There we are. So just a few little statistics here and a few percentages of 88% of our adults felt the practitioner they chatted with was a good fit for them, and 98% of our adults would recommend Qwell to a friend. Really high percentages there, which is what we want to be seeing across the board. Just a little bit of feedback here as well. So these are just user quotes. You can have a little read through these as well, but I'll read them out for you. So the understanding and validation I received during my chat sessions were so important to me, and being anonymous makes it less intimidating, and this helps me to be open and honest as well, which is what we hear a lot of the time. Connection with others is invaluable for me, and we do have a lot of adults that will just come on and just chat to other adults on there. They might not necessarily use our professional support. It might be that they just really get that peer-to-peer support through our forums, and they can literally come and talk about anything on there as well. We have lots of different forums around sort of cost of living, around parenting, which is a lovely one where parents are supporting other parents, around maternal and mental health. There are all sorts on there that they can have a bit of an explore through as well. And then lastly, sometimes someone knowing how I feel is enough to make a difference to my day, which is brilliant as well. We've got about 4 minutes, I think, left. So if we do have any questions, please do ask away now. And what I will do is stop sharing my screen so that I can see too. But hopefully that all makes sense. Thank you very, very much for listening, and hopefully you can take that away as well. And what I will do is send these slides out so that you've got these too. Let me stop sharing there, and I'll check the chat as well.
Thank you so much, Chloe. That was brilliant.
No
I especially
worries.
liked hearing about how different people use Qwell. That was really interesting to see, some people just go to one function, one will have a bit of a pathway.
Yeah.
So that was really, really interesting. Thank you.
No worries. Yeah, we have a real mix in that as well. A lot of people come on and they'll go just straight to the professional support. Some people will come on, never use the professional support, but they'll use all of that self-help tools and all of the community support. So yeah, it's a real mix.
Brilliant. Does anyone have any questions? Do feel free to put them in the chat and we can record them and I can send them around.
I'll write the other question down there, and I will get an answer for you this afternoon. I can probably get that over to you, Brooke, from the clinical team. Is commission in B&H? Is that Brighton and Hove? I'm guessing, which is then yes. Thank you. This is helpful. Yeah.
So Cooth's for the younger people, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, I read that as Qwell.
No, that's okay.
So no, Qwell is not commissioned, I'm afraid. So it is just Qwell for 18 plus.
I did hear a rumor that it was previously, but that hasn't been confirmed. So
it might have been previously. I wasn't on in the area at that time, but it potentially was previously.
I think wellbeing is the place to go in Brighton and Hove for young people. Any other questions? A frequently asked question I've just put in the chat is for referrals and signposting to local support in Brighton and Hove in East Sussex. So yeah, just to let you know that we've sent information about the How Are You Really Feeling campaign, which is all the mental health support communications across Sussex to Qwell, and they've embedded that within the back end of their website so they can now signpost to local support. Amazing. If no one has any questions, that's been a really good session. Thank you so much for coming, everyone, spending your lunch break with us. Very grateful, and yeah, we'll be doing more of these, so do look out for them in your diary.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chloe. Thanks, everyone.
No worries. Thank you very much. See you later.
Bye.